Hiding in northwestern New Mexico, there is a place filled with mystery, curiosity, and a little history. Today, we travel to experience a rugged and unusual terrain to find out what secrets the Bisti Badlands have to tell. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Trey, and me and my fiance has been touring the states in this RV for a little over a year now. And actually, it's our first time here in New Mexico, checking out the area and getting to explore. And we've been staying here for the past week at this hip camp off of a famous highway called Route 66. Some of you may or may not have heard of it before. And about an hour north of us, there's a wilderness area called the De Na Zin Wilderness. And that's where the Bisti Badlands can be found. We're headed that way to go check it out. So far in our week here, it has snowed on us 3 times, with more snow in the forecast. The pups have been loving it though, but honestly, I thought we were getting close to spring here. At any rate, it's not too bad today, which is supposed to be around 50 and not a cloud in the sky. Jess, what's your expectations of the Bisti Badlands today?
I am expecting desolate, dirt, fossils.
Fossils?
Well, that's what it said online. You remember the wave in Utah?
Yeah.
That feel. That's
That
what
kind
I'm
of vibe?
expecting. Yeah, like nobody out there. You just kind of like are on your own.
All right,
So we'll see.
you heard it here first. The Bisti Badlands does have some pet-friendly trails, and we cannot wait to bring the pups out to play. And yes, that is frost on the truck, which is the only indication that it's cold. Out here in the desert, it's kind of tricky. There are no signs of if it's cold or warm by just looking outside. Who's been a good girl lately? Been a good girl lately. So Jess and I just got the premium version of All Trails because this place, the Bisti Badlands, is a kind of like a very primitive trail system. There's no real markers out there, and it's very easy to get lost. So with the premium version of All Trails, you can download the maps, which is very, very critical, especially when you have no service. So for the $36 a year, I think that feature itself is worth it. How are you liking New Mexico so far?
It's been nice. I have been surprised by how there aren't that many people. Like, I guess maybe I'm just so used to congestion of people, like a lot of traffic, and like you don't really see that here.
I mean, there's people, right? But it's not like overbearing like you would in any other states.
At least here where we're staying.
And side note, the drive out here is gorgeous. You can see for 40 to 50 miles at a time, and the red buttes and mesas never get old. This wilderness area is on Navajo Nation land, and there's something I have slowly come to realize is once you are on native land, there isn't much development at all. There might be a few communities here and there, but hardly anything that would classify as larger than a town. About an hour later, we turn off on this dirt road to head for our first trail, which is aptly named the Bisti Badland Trail, which also has free-range cattle just roaming the fields, which come with several cattle grates. We are heading to the Bisti Badlands Trail, which is about a 5-mile round trip trail, but it is not easy to get to. So we just had to cross the cattle grate, and then now we got to cross like this stream right here. So if you would ever come out here, you would definitely need high clearance 4x4. If not, you're not getting out here with a Corolla or anything like that. That's for sure. Our first main obstacle is this river, which is deceptively convincing that we can cross it. This would be a bad spot to get stuck at. Let's see. I don't know, man. It's kind of wild, but you see that the pavement starts here.
So he wants to try it. Let the record be known. I told him I don't think it's a good idea. But maybe he knows something I don't, right? My job is really to let him know how much, if any, the tires will sink as he makes his way across. Again, I told him this was a bad idea. It's mushy. You remember in Idaho?
Oh, Idaho was bad. We were more stuck than gum and hair.
So I have a question. If, okay, let's say we make it here, but then if we do get stuck, worst case scenario, right? How are we gonna get out?
We don't.
That's
That's it.
So we just gonna stay here? There's nobody around.
Pretty much.
We ain't got no help.
No service.
No, what was his name? Michael? Michael is the gentleman who assisted us. Yeah, see, I don't know. He was the guy who helped us out in Idaho.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna work in our favor today.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if we had another vehicle out here to where we could test it and just see.
Mm-hmm. Like, we don't have any, like, there's no wood either to try to, like, put behind the wheel either in case we got stuck to try. Like, if we had...
I don't think it's gonna work. One thing I learned from my days of four-wheeling, never give it too much gas to where the tires start spinning. Once those tires start spinning, you're calling your best friend to come get you out. But eventually we do make it out and head on back to the main road to see if there might be another way. Let it be known, if I had a Bronco, we would have full send that stream. So I think we finally made it to the real Bisti Badland entrance. Just go down there. By the looks of it, it looks a lot wider and a lot more suitable for a larger vehicle or people just traversing down there in general.
Still a dirt road, but this looks a lot more promising than where we came from.
The gravel road takes us to this small trailhead, which does have bathrooms, by the way. Alright, we have made it to our first trail of the day, which is the Bisti Badland Trail itself. It's about 4.7 miles. I think it's a loop. I think that's where it goes. From what we have heard about this place, it has quite the history, like much of all the Southwest. This is where it starts. Are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, let's go. This is exactly why you would need a map. Because where would you go from here?
That way.
That way? All right, so what does the map say? It says go this way. I mean, obviously you could follow the footprints, but the footprints kind of take you
Everywhere.
In just about every which direction. So I think it's this way. Born and raised in North Carolina, I'm used to trails which kind of look like a trail. The desert is a place I could get lost easily in since for the most part it's just an open world map. And there technically isn't a right or wrong way to hike out here. Also, Kenai literally has two modes, fast and faster. He simply does not know how to walk.
Hey, Trey.
Hi.
Where are you taking me out to eat later?
I ain't taking you nowhere. Going back to the house. Gonna stir up some eggs. We all good to go. I mean, everybody agrees.
So before coming out here, I did a little research, and the Bisti Badlands are rich in fossils, including dinosaur bones and other prehistoric remains from the late Cretaceous period. Our first stop along the trail is a place called the Chocolate Hoodoos, and I think we're getting pretty close to it. Everything around us just looks chocolate. Getting a little preview. I think that's them over there. In case you're wondering, the formation is called the Chocolate Hoodoos because of its rich brownish color that resembles chocolate. I would not have guessed this is the trail we should have went because it kind of splits off like three ways, and then we tried the first one, tried the one on the middle, but this is the one we're trying now, but this was the narrowest version. But apparently, according to the map, this is the way we go. Alright, so I almost lost faith in all trails. I honestly didn't think it knew where it was going, but turns out there's an actual trail to all this. There's some organization to all of this chaos, and All Trails is right, so I misjudged.
Good girl, Polka.
Just when we thought we were heading back to the car, turns out there is more. There's actually a lot more. That was just the first thing, was the Chocolate Hoodoos. Now we're on to Cracked Egg and
a bunch of other cool stuff. So a little fun fact about this place, the Bisti Badlands, and this is probably the same for all the surrounding areas out here, is that all these hoodoos and the arches were apparently a part of some ancient sea that whenever it, I guess when the land rose and the sea receded, I guess when it was the water coming through, I know what I'm talking about. When the water was coming through, going out into the ocean, it formed all these hoodoos and stuff like that. So,
What's a hoodoo?
a hoodoo, I don't know, it's like this little structure thing. I don't know what it's really called, but we'll find out. We're gonna Google that.
It's about a half to 3/4 of a mile from the chocolate hoodoos to the cracked eggs. And on the way, you get to pass by stunning rock formations. You also might be wondering, what are the cracked eggs and why are they called the cracked eggs? The eggs, so to speak, are hollowed out in the center or broke open, giving them the appearance of a cracked egg. But leave it to Jess to give her own take on the formation.
Say that one more time.
I mean, what do y'all think? Do they look like cracked eggs? They look like clams to me.
This is a cracked egg. That's a whole cracked egg. Cracked eggs was cool. What do you think?
They look like clams to me.
We're gonna rename it the Cracked Clams in honor of Jess. And we are heading to the Bisti Arch right now. We skipped the Petrified Forest, which if you take the same trail that all trails will show you, it'll take you all the way to the Petrified Forest. But we saw something a little bit more up our alley, and that is the arch. We are fans of arches.
Funny thing is, we walk all the way over to where the arch is supposed to be, and
So according to maps, this is it. We made it. This is an arch of some sort. Who knows? Maybe there was an arch way back when, and some kids tore it down. You know, it's always the kids. All right, Jess, what's the final mileage count?
It is. Guess.
4.8.
Excuse me. 4.71.
4.71? Yep, so actually that's what the trail was rated for, 4.7. So we did good. No surprise that young blood right here, he's still got some energy. But old sweet girl, what's going on, big girl? You tired? I know, look at her. Yep, she's gonna fade on this ride over. All right, we're on our way to the next trail and time for a few little snacks. I'm a big fan of the Welch's. These things always give me life.
I already ate my protein bar.
Yeah, she smashed. I'm sorry, she ate without you guys.
the next trail is about 70 minutes away, but most of the time it's just due to being on a 30-mile dirt road. Everything out here is nearly paveless. When we make it to the trailhead, you wouldn't assume that there's a trail out here, but shortly, Jess and I start trekking down this 2-mile out and back, which is supposed to take us to some of the best hoodoos the Bisti Badlands have to offer.
Gotta say though, it's pretty desolate on this one. Nobody.
Like I mentioned earlier, the valley is part of the Cretaceous period and includes fossils and ancient plants and animals, particularly dinosaurs. Where we stop to view everything, you can see the formations called the Seeded Mushroom and the Three Wise Men.
But how do you like this spot, Valley of Dreams, versus the Bisti Badland Trail? Both are super long to get to via dirt road.
Via dirt road, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I like the Bisti Badlands
Yeah?
just a little bit more, just because it was more fun, like kind of scrambling along to try to find on your own.
With the chocolate hoodoos.
The chocolate hooties.
The Badlands in general is just an awesome place to go explore. All in all, we didn't have too difficult of a time getting in or out, minus the chocolate hoodoos earlier. And neither of the trails were too much of a physical demand, so nearly everyone can hike out here with no issues at all. Depending on the time of year, I would recommend a little extra water and sunscreen since there's no shade out here. I could only imagine what summer out here would feel like. Now it's time to head on into town for dinner, which we had originally planned for Mexican, but apparently everything in Gallup closes early on a Saturday. So to-go pizza from Domino's it is.
Alrighty, they're set for you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
There you go.
The pups slept the entire way home but woke up pretty hungry when they smelled the pizza, so a second meal for them has been earned. Just ordered the spinach cheesy bread. Let's try that. Not a bad find. Normally I would go for like a pepperoni or just like a normal like cheesy bread. But that was pretty good. Did you like it? Yeah. She's throwing down over there. And guys, we had such a great time today exploring the Bisti Badlands. Those two trails that we named, the Bisti Badland Trail and the Valley of Dreams, I would go check them out at least once. That's my recommendation. I would at least give it a try once. They're not hard at all. Do download some maps or bring a physical map of it that you printed off somewhere. I would probably recommend that. But other than that, it was a great time. Now, would we come back to it again? Probably not for a while. We'd probably go see the wave again because that's the only comparable thing that we can think of, just because of all the scavenger hunt and the first trail that we did today, which was super fun. Getting to go seeing the chocolate hoodoos and the cracked eggs. That was pretty cool. Though she called them what would you call it? The
Clams.
Clams. That's what you called it. So guys, next week we head down to Flagstaff, or over to Flagstaff. But first, we're gonna make a little bit of a trip out of it. So we're gonna go up to Monument Valley, see Four Corners as well, and then on Sunday head to Flagstaff, and we'll be there for a month, getting to explore the Grand Canyon and getting to go explore a little bit of Sedona. If you have any Sedona recommendations, we would greatly appreciate you commenting them down below so we can get a head start in our research of what we're gonna do down there. And guys, if you're new here, feel free to give us a subscribe to keep up with this RV journey of ours, and we will see you guys next week as we head to Monument Valley. Peace out, much love, and I'm gonna finish my food.